This video is going to go over the myKnight interactive audit on myUCF for psychology majors at UCF. Notes about the audit will appear in a red box. Notes about the degree requirements will appear in a blue box. And the notes about campus resources will appear in a purple box. If you have questions, just email us at psychadvising@ucf.edu. To pull up your degree audit on myUCF, first log in on myUCF using your NID and NID password. On the left-hand side, you'll click on Student Self-Service. When you open up that page, then in the Other Academic drop-down menu, you're going to select Degree Audit, myKnight Audit. Then press the blue arrows and it will pull up. Your interactive myKnight Audit will show your name and your major in the drop-down menu. It will also have your catalog year and start with your General Education Program Requirements, or GEP. It's important to know your catalog year. This is the year that you've declared psychology as your major. When looking at your audit, don't bother clicking Collapse All or Expand All. If you leave it as it is, it will show you what is still missing. Triangle pointing right means that requirement is met. You could click on the blue bar to expand it. If you have your AA degree from one of our partner schools in Florida, your GEP or General Education Program requirements are going to be met, and you can skip and go straight to the psychology requirements. If you're unsure, talk with your advisor. The first part of the audit is the General Education Program Requirements, or GEP. This will be met already if you have an AA degree from a Florida public school. You might have transfer credits that meet these requirements as well. Utilize the UCF Academic Services form for transfer credit evaluation from their website. Contact College of Sciences Advising Services, or COSIS, for advising if you have questions. On your audit, when a requirement is satisfied, the triangle will point right. You can click on it to expand if needed. If the requirement is met, it will say satisfied. If it's in progress, it'll have an IP, and the diamond shape means it's in progress at UCF. If the requirement was met with test credit, it will say TE. Test credit can come from AP, ACE, CLEP, and more. The green circle with a check means the requirement is already met. If the requirement is not met, it will say not satisfied, and will give you a list of options to choose from to meet the requirement. If it's a really long list, you can click on View All, or click the little blue arrow on the right-hand side at the bottom to view other options. Clicking the triangle for something that's already met will open up so you can see what was used to satisfy this requirement. For example, in the Mathematics Foundation, you can see college algebra was used to meet this requirement. For psychology majors, this is the class that we recommend. You could utilize finite math or explorations of math, but make sure that you're meeting your Gordon Rule requirements. Talk to the College of Sciences Advising Services if you have questions about your math requirements. After the GEP, you'll see the Gordon Rule requirement. If you're unsure how to meet the Gordon Rule requirement, talk with UCF COSIS. After this, you'll see the minimum 120 unduplicated semester credits. All students earning a bachelor's degree need to complete at least 120 total hours. Now, just meeting your general education or AA and psychology requirements actually doesn't equal up to 120, so you might have room to add a minor or certificate. Just be careful that you're not exceeding your excess hour limit. Check out the minors and certificates on the catalog for UCF. Also, if you have questions about excess hours, check out the Registrar's Office website on excess hours. Out of the 120 hours you need to complete your degree, 48 of them need to be upper level. These are classes that start with the 3,000 or 4,000 level. Underneath this, you'll see your UCF GPA. These are all the courses that you've taken at UCF. If this is your first semester, you don't have a UCF GPA yet, so this is your chance to start off with an awesome GPA. Underneath this, you'll see your overall GPA. This is everything you've ever taken in college. If you've only ever been at UCF, it's the same GPA as your UCF GPA. Your goal is to get at least a 3.0, hopefully higher. This is the minimum required for a lot of careers and especially graduate school. And of course, a higher GPA will make you even more competitive candidate. So whatever your path is, make sure you're working hard, studying hard to get those A's. Now we're getting into your requirements for psychology, where the Psychology Advising Center can help you answer your questions about this. Come on in during our office hours or email us at psychadvising@ucf.edu. The first requirements noticed are the CPP, Common Program Prerequisites. These are courses that's recommended to have before you start the program. Biology and statistics are not available online at UCF, so if you're in the online program, you'll want to make sure these are done as soon as possible. Of course, you need general psychology, and a lower level psych, such as developmental psych, will meet this requirement. It's okay if you don't have these classes done yet, you'll just want to do them as soon as you can. Underneath this, you'll see the college level foreign language. Now, college level language is required for graduating with the psychology bachelor's degree. If you're already fluent, you can test out of it with the University Testing Center. If you've taken 3 to 4 years in high school, you probably know enough to jump straight into level 2 and meet the requirement with just one class. But if you've only done 2 years, or it's been a while, or of course if you don't know the language, start with level 1 before moving on to the required level 2 to meet the requirement. All of your psychology courses must be at least a C or 2.0 or better to meet the requirements. A C- will not count. The core requirements are listed again: biology, general psychology, and statistics. Underneath this, you'll see advanced core requirements. You also need to complete all of these to graduate, but you can mix these along with other electives and requirements to meet your degree. In your first semester, though, you are going to want to take PSY 2023, Psychology Cornerstone. This class is online only and satisfactory or unsatisfactory graded, so it does not affect your GPA. Your statistics classes are going to be taken in order. First is your basic statistics, next is your stats in psychology, and third is research methods in psychology. Stats in psychology and research methods in psychology are 4 and 5 credits respectively. They also have a lab that goes along with them. If you're an online student, these labs are included online. It is recommended that you complete PSY 4604, History and Systems, as a senior, and then take PSY 4049, Psychology Capstone, in your last semester, also online only and satisfactory, unsatisfactory graded. In the restricted electives section, you choose courses from each of the areas that are related to what you want to do in psychology. Be sure you double check the course to see if it has any prerequisites. In the experimental section, you're going to choose 2 from the list of 6 options. In the personality social section, you choose either personality theories or social psychology. In the developmental section, you just choose 1 from the list of 3. In the diversity section, just choose 1 from the list of 5 options. In the applied section, you'll choose 1 from the list of 3 options. The first option, clinical psychology, focuses on diagnosing mental health disorders. This class requires abnormal psych as a prerequisite, but will count as a psychology elective. The second option, principles of human factor psychology, focuses on the study of human performance in human-machine environment systems. And the last option, industrial organizational psych, or IO psych, focuses on psychology problems in the workplace. Choose the one that's most related to what you're interested in. The next section, additional psychology electives, you're going to choose 3 psych classes of your choice. Any psych classes are available to you to take. It could be anything from the previous sections or any of our additional psych classes. Contact Psych Advising at ucf.edu if you have questions about your electives. Besides the biology requirement, you also need 2 additional math or science electives. The math classes that count are usually only calculus and statistics too, so mainly science classes that you'll choose from. It's possible that you have this met from transferring from another school. Use the list from your catalog year to see what science classes are accepted. If you need help, just contact Psych Advising at ucf.edu. The next requirement underneath this is just listing that you need 21 of your psychology credits to come from UCF. For most students, this is already going to be met. If you're transferring from another university, then we might need to work things out, so contact Psychology Advising if this is you. The end of your audit shows the GPA requirement for psychology. You need at least a 2.0, but hopefully you'll have a lot higher. Underneath this, you'll see other courses not used. A lot of the times you'll see your Language 1 class listed here or other credits. Just because they're listed here doesn't necessarily mean they're not being used. They're all being used towards your 120 or 48 upper level hours. Other campus resources if you need help. If you're transferring credits for your general education program, use that academic services website. If you need advising on your general education program or credit hours, contact COSIS. If you're going to do placement, language, or other tests, contact the University Testing Center. And again, if you have questions about your psychology major, contact Psychology Advising. Our website is listed, or just email us at psychadvising@ucf.edu.